Okay, so I'm so excited. How are you guys? Tonight's going to be all about sponsoring. You guys haven't noticed, it's something that our team, like myself, everyone that's a part of our team, needs to work on and get comfortable with. And so I want to talk about it as much as we possibly can, put it at the forefront of everyone's minds, and just get comfortable with it, you guys. I use a system every single day, or if it's not every day, it's a system that I use as I follow up, and it becomes second nature to me that I just offer it, okay? And I think the biggest thing, and you guys can pipe in, or for those watching the replay later, hashtag replay, by the way, let us know that you popped in. But the biggest thing is actually having the discipline enough to send the messages and to get over our fears that surround what people will say. Am I right? I don't know about you guys. And then another thing that I hear quite often is like, I don't know who else to offer it to, all those kinds of things. So I wanted to pop on here. Nick and Carrie have heard a little bit of this because they're a part of a group that we got going on right now. I shared a little bit of my tips with them. But I wanted to come on here because our whole entire team, this is something that we need to master, and I'm determined to help everyone and myself if you choose to take it, okay? These tips work. I promise you, if you choose to take action with it, that you will grow your business, okay? So I'm really excited for what this year has in store. Also, if you guys have not been aware yet, Eric Warre's training in the back office is there for us, okay? And you guys know, if you've been around for a while, you know that I paid for the 20 and 30 training a long time ago, gave you guys access to that. But really, honestly, take the time and listen to the videos that are there, okay? Hey, Joan, how are you? Take time and listen to those videos, you guys. They are there. Essentially, his trainings throughout the next year, they've paid about $8,000 per presenter to have access to his training. So not this exact course. There's 2 courses available right now. One is sponsoring 20 people in 30 days, and the other one is like more of an onboarding to kind of kicking people off type of a thing. But it's something that whether you're new or not, you should still watch, okay? And the 20 and 30, I know a lot of you are gonna, like, as Sherry says, make your butt pucker because it makes you think like, holy shit, how can I do this, right? I haven't sponsored more than 5 people a month. How all of a sudden am I gonna get 20? You know what I mean? And so just be open-minded is all I can say, and be a sponge and listen to and take as much as you can in, and use the tools that Eric gives you, plus some of these tips that I'm going to give you tonight, and become a student, you guys. If you have never done something like this before, you can't all of a sudden expect to lead a team of 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, whatever it may be. I still remember getting my first personally sponsored, it was Doreen. I was so excited. And then from there, I remember having like 5 and then 10 and then 20 was like, holy crap, you know, and then it just grows, you guys. It's crazy how it does grow. And we're hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ladies strong. Do you know what I mean? And sure, people are going to fall off. That's the way it goes. That's the way life is. But that's why we need to continually be expanding our network, having those parties, following up with people to continually have people to offer the opportunity for. Now, the first thing I want to say to you guys is this isn't about us. This isn't about what we want to achieve here. This isn't about that, okay? So if you're coming at sponsoring from that perspective of, I need to get to pink, so I need someone else, you need to look at it from a different perspective, okay? We need to look at it that we have an amazing opportunity here to offer to people, and we are doing these women a disservice by holding it back, okay? What has this business done for you? So for you ladies that are watching, how many of you, and those watching the replay later, joined because you needed to, or you thought that you could make some money at this, or you wanted, like, money seemed like that was a good motivator for you? Like you needed to, yeah, Lisa says no. That's okay. Lisa joined for sisterhood. I already know that. All right. But the vast majority, I would say, okay, so Sherry just got back. If you haven't watched her training yet, she just got back from the Top Leaders Retreat at the Haven Retreat. And there was 41 ladies there. And not one of them put their hand up for the sisterhood. All of them put their hand up for the money. All right. And I know that everyone's situations are different, and at different times their lives are good, and where you are at, situations are going to be different. I know Shelby's told me multiple times, money's not a motivator for me. It helps me build my confidence and all that stuff. So you need to hone in on what this has done for you, and you need to share that. Okay. But you also need to be mindful that if money's not a motivator for you, you got 90% of the population out there that it will be. Okay. So you got to find some way to connect with every different type of people, love language, whatever you want to call it, and reach these people. Okay. But I told Carrie, Nick, and Dallas and Tiff the other day, I said, like, don't overthink this process, okay? I think the vast majority of people get so worked up about how we feel, what's going on inside of our head, and we're just working the story of, like, I can't offer this to her, and trust me, I've been there, I've done it, and I still do it sometimes, and I catch myself. So if that's how you get when you say you have person that you know would be amazing at this, but you're already talked yourself out of asking her before you get the words even formulated in your mouth. Stop overthinking it, okay? This is, if somebody buys the Epic Mascara and they say they love it, Kelly Rosarno, this is what she says to do. She says, go down the ladder, offer them opportunity first. If they come back with you, which 90% of the time they will come back with a rebuttal, then you can offer them a party link or whatever, right? Just go down the ladder that way. And so that's kind of hard for me. I'm just going to be honest. And I have really been trying to do that this last little while, and it's working, you guys. It's working. And so that's why I just wanted to pop on here and give it a try, okay? So if you have a customer who, you follow up, they say they love the Epic Mascara, then it's so easy to say something along the lines of, I'm so glad you love your Epic Mascara. I think you'd be absolutely amazing at what I do. Find something that if you can relate to them, maybe she has kids, maybe she works full time. Find something more personal from her so it doesn't just sound like a generic message. Maybe she's tired of her 9 to 5, maybe whatever it is, or maybe she needs to make some extra money or wants to stay home with her kids or whatever it may be, but find something that you can relate to her and tie that in and just say, I don't say this very often, and I know you're thinking I'm totally crazy, but I think you'd be amazing at this. Have you ever thought of it before? And that's it. You don't need to go on this big ramble down and so forth. Just, have you ever thought of it before? Leave the question back to her, okay? So if you guys haven't heard of this before, and I know a lot of you have, but I'm going to just drill it into you because this is literally how simple it is. The 3 C's, you guys. Crazy, compliment, confidence, okay? Say it with confidence. Say you're crazy and that she's going to think you're crazy, but then give her a compliment, okay? It's the simple system that works, and I will teach it until I'm blue in the face because it is what works, okay? So I feel like when I say don't overthink it, but I feel like people overcomplicate it too. They feel like it just needs to be this big, massive process. And the biggest thing is, you guys, is that you just got to do it, okay? That is the biggest thing that I can say. And when I say get over yourself, if you haven't read the book, Get Over Your Damn Self, you need to, okay? I will say this on all my lives probably. And if you're not a reader, well, become one, because in this business, it requires you to level up and learn. Get Over Your Damn Self has some language in it. I'm just pre-warning you, but it is a kick-ass book to the point where it is like, even the title just says a no BS blueprint to building a life-changing business. Trust me when I say you'll highlight the crap out of this and you'll reference back to it because it's a system that works and it's proven over and over and over again. Everything that I do in this is in this book, okay? When it comes to sponsoring and handling objections and all that, they even tell you what to say, okay? So that's one thing. If you guys can pipe in if you want to, but we were talking a little bit before about like what holds people back from sponsoring. So if you guys want to chime in, just add it, because I have my own kind of thoughts on this, but if you guys, maybe you have something else that that I won't even say. So Lisa, what holds you back? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, a little bit. What holds me back is feeling like I am able to give the time to someone else to lead them to do what we do.
Yeah, totally. Janine, what holds you back?
Well, I have a bunch of friends that like our products, right? So it's like I've offered it to them, but then they're like, well, then it's like a competition, right? Like we know the same people, but I know that's a wrong thing because they have their own network they could reach out to, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Joan, what do you think for you? Bet you didn't think I was putting you guys on the spot tonight. It's awesome. I love it.
To be completely honest, I'm scared shitless, actually, just to even say it.
Okay. Yeah. So scared of not only people joining you, but then what to do with them, like all of it, or just what?
Yeah, like I kind of like what Lisa said. I don't know if I have the time to put into training, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm having a slow start myself. And so I just feel that if I take somebody on, then, and they're not successful, then, you know, it's kind of going to be, you know, it's not going to work out. And I don't want to lose friends and stuff over that either. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is all legit, all legit. There's no right or wrong answer. So thank you. Carrie, if you, or I know you might be nursing now, but if you can share what holds you back.
I think for me that holds me back is that I was very quiet on Facebook and I didn't post a lot or talk to a lot of people. So I feel that now when I'm talking to everybody, I don't want to come off salesy, right? Like now I'm talking to you just because I'm now with Unique, when before I never really did talk to people or, you know, shared my life with them.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. Yeah. Nick, what do you say? How's your dino cake? She's baking a cake right now.
Good. I got the batter done.
Okay.
This is what I'm making.
Yeah, sweet. That's cute.
I think for me, it's the fear, like huge fear of rejection. I've done this once before and it didn't work. And I've invested a lot so far and I don't want to get to the point where I'm going to be where I was before. So I think for me, it's a huge fear of rejection and like worry of what people are going to think about me if I do approach them. So I'm trying really hard to get over that, but it's hard.
No, and you guys, no matter where you are in your journey right now, I'm 4.5 years into this and it still scares me. Okay. There's Black statuses that are top of the company that have been Black basically since the beginning that are still scared to do this. Okay. This is not something that is going to go away as far as scared, but you're just going to level up to the point where you have more confidence to handle a little bit more, or you're not going to care as much about the rejection, or you know what I mean? You're going to gain more confidence as your journey progresses through it. And you're just through that, you're going to feel a little bit better about it. Does that make sense? As far as I just want to address the training of new presenters that come on. Okay. Because this is a big deal. And I know that for whatever reason, people have full-time jobs, they have tons of kids, they have this, they have that, they have whatever they have going on. I want you all to know that when somebody joins you, it's not your responsibility for their success, okay? You are not responsible. Oh, Steve's calling me. You're not responsible for their success, okay? You're not responsible for their failure either, okay? If one of you decides to walk away, is it anything of my fault? No, it's not. You made the decision of what works for your life or whatever, right? When you get up in the morning, you have a choice, because this is the business that you decided to join, of doing a personal development video or not posting for a month. That's your choice. Do you know what I mean? That is on the people that you sponsor. And that's where you need to, I have my notes here too. When you bring people on, having a clear expectation right away of saying like, look, I'm here to help, but this is a business, okay? And it gets trickier because it's friends or this or that. Honestly, it's easier with people that you don't know that join, because I feel I can say to people, your success or failure is dependent on your actions that you decide to take. I will be here to help you every step of the way, as long as you hit the tennis ball back to me when I hit it to you, kind of a thing. It's a tennis match, you guys. And if you are constantly dragging people up the hill, pushing that big boulder, that is a weight on your shoulders that you do not need to bear. Yes, you want this for them. You see the potential, you see all this, the bigger picture, but they got to figure it out themselves, okay? So you are not responsible for anybody's success or their failure, all right? They have the tools at their fingertips, and a runner is going to run. Somebody who sees it and wants it is going to run. They're going to seek the information themselves, and they're just going to do it. Okay, so right away, you kind of have to separate yourself as far as it's not on your shoulders. We have a team page that has 4.5 years of information into it. Okay, if somebody wants to find something bad enough, they will. Our job is to just direct them. We basically, what I do when I have somebody that joins me right away, I add them to my team page and the corporate page, nothing else. It's too overwhelming. And then I say to them, let's get you started. The first biggest thing is to give them, they get them a sale, right? The more that they can sell a mascara or be excited about something. So I help them set up their party. Okay, I tell them to find the back office, right? Right now, you guys, our website has changed, so make sure that you yourself know where things are as well, okay? Because it has changed. And so you can even say, you know what, I'm still learning this too, so we can learn it together, kind of a thing, right? Because they just changed it, and I don't know where the heck stuff is right now. But I get them to start their first party link, and I get them to start their group, kind of thing. I walk them through those things, and I say to them, nothing else matters right now except for getting the word out to your, maybe you have 10 to 20 people that are like your warm, hot market, your mom, your sister, whatever. And those are your best friends. Those are the people that we're going to launch you with, okay? Because they are close to her, they're going to support her, or typically they do. If you're like me, I didn't have that, all right? I know Joan didn't have that really either. And that's just the way it is sometimes, you guys. So you need to talk to them and figure out what is best for them. But that's what I do, okay? When it comes to posting on the wall, we have our group that shows exactly 10 days of posts that they can literally copy and paste if they chose to, all right? But I want you guys to remember, when we're training people, it's simple is better. And we're actually, which is really exciting, and I know, please don't repeat this and don't wait for it either. We can't just hold off on sponsoring people until this is launched. But just know, sometime in the next, 6 months or so, there's going to be a clear-cut system from corporate that all 41 of these leaders agreed on. Everything. Okay? So it will simplify it for us. But in the meantime, I'm here to help train your people, okay? I'm not going to just feed you to the wolves, all right? I had to figure out a few things on my own, and I feel super comfortable helping people launch. It's not an issue. If this is something that feels awkward for you or just feels whatever, you just need to ask for my help, okay? This month, I have a feeling that there's going to be a ton of new people, and we're just going to group them together and we're going to launch them together, okay? So I don't want you to feel like I'm feeding you to the wolves, and it's okay to say to them, hey guys, I love this business. If this is, like, I'm just thinking of you, Lisa. I love this business. The sisterhood's amazing. I can't give you all of my time, but here's where the resources are. You know what I mean? Because when you first say that, that is an expectation that you are laying out to them, and it puts the onus on them to seek the information, okay? You guys, I could tell you till you're blue in the face, go here, but if you don't actually have the motivation to do that, right? So you're going to find that you're going to have people who are motivated and people who aren't motivated, and that's okay. Love them where they are and keep finding your fish. Okay, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot more about training new people, but please just know the resources are there for them. And just the most important thing, you guys, is if we don't offer the opportunity to these people, they might never know what they're missing. They might, for me anyway, a big thing is that I had no confidence whatsoever. I don't think I realized how low it really was. I masked it with whatever. I always people pleaser and all that crap. I did so much stuff for other people, never really taken care of me. You know what I mean? And this was when I look back, that is the biggest thing that I have done for myself. This is for me. And you know how many people are out there. And I mean, I know some of you aren't moms yet, or maybe you're not planning on being moms or whatever that are watching the replay and stuff. But I lost myself completely into my kids. And not that is a bad thing, but vast majority of women do that because that's all you know. That's all, you're trying to be the best mom you possibly can be. But it's so easy to lose part of yourself because you're giving everything. I mean, you give your body, you give your boobs, you give everything to these kids. And that's what we do. But I lost part of myself. I lost my spark. I lost a fire in me, and this gave it back to me. All right. So for me, that's a pain point that I can watch for in other women that I know have young children. Okay. Or that's something I can relate to, or that I can talk about, that maybe somebody out there is watching that will be like, me too. You know what I mean? Or I could talk about how when Steve was not working for a whole winter and I had to level up, I couldn't go back to my nursing job because I left it. I left my entire nursing career, not just like quit the job, but I let my license go. Like I was no longer registered. I didn't have a choice but to level up in this business. And I was able to provide for our entire family for that whole winter with this job. Don't you think people would want to know that are sitting there being like, well, shit, my husband just got laid off, or you know what I mean? So you never know the different pain points. Or say you offered it to someone and it was like, no, not right now. But then in 6 months, they see your post about how you're able to get a different vehicle, or how you are helping this, or whatever it may be. And that is a pain point for them. That could change. Do you know what I mean? So what I am challenging the other girls that I'm working super closely with to do is literally be posting like 5 times a week or something like that, making a conscious effort to really think about what it is that this business brings to you, and somehow in your daily life sharing that. Okay, it could be Lisa in the barn milking her cows, but she's super excited that she can have a side gig that gives her woman time. Do you know what I mean? That helps her meet friends, or you know what I mean? But here she is in the dairy bar. There's going to be somebody who's like, well, I'm stuck on this farm, or who knows, right? You'd never know. Okay. Where, or, you know, Carrie's bouncing a baby right now. You know, how many women just want to have adult connections, or whatever it may be. Let them in. Let them in. Okay. You are the only person that makes you. Okay. You can't try to be, or make up a story about someone else, or try to be someone else. And you know what I mean? Just own who you are and share people and let them in with how this business has helped you. Yes, it means being vulnerable. Yes, it means putting yourself out there. I know it's scary, but the response will be amazing. Okay. I promise you. Think of the people you could help versus what people will be thinking, because the percentage of the people who are going to be cheering you on is going to be a lot bigger than the ones who aren't. Okay. Don't focus on the haters, because they're sitting there jealous or something, like they got a beef about something, but it's not to do with you. It's to do with their own lack of confidence, and you're making them realize that kind of a thing. Do you know what I mean? That's what I figure anyway. So I've been telling people, we have in our team page sponsoring post ideas. Okay. I just posted mine there today, and it was 19 weeks since we like bumped it back up. So we're going to keep that thread fresh and new. And if you see something that, you know, say Kara Lewis Newton posted a post that you really liked, and you screenshot it, post it there. Because I'm not saying that we should copy what other people do, but we can use, because we relate to so many people, or something that somebody says is relatable to us, we can use that as inspiration to share for us. Okay. You do not have to reinvent the wheel, but make it your own. Okay. So just the other day I posted about how my setup was, you know, 3.5 years ago to now. And not that the setup really matters, but I put a little bit of a spin on it, being like, hey, this is where I started and this is where I am now, because the people will see that natural growth through just my setup. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want people to look at me where I am now and think, well, I can never do what she does. Look at her setup. Do you know what I mean? I want to be relatable and pull it back to where I used to be, you know, because if people only look at where I am now, they're not going to think that they can do what I do, you know, and that's not true because I started at the same place where they are now. Okay. So be relatable, be vulnerable, open up, let them in, and let's just share ideas. And it just takes a little bit of time. Honestly, you guys, what got me into being able to tell these stories, share a little bit of my life, was learning from other people. Okay. So I literally looked at what Kara Lewis Newton does. Ashley Nadler, Ashley Champy, they post very like good little story clips all the time too about how to, you know, something about their life. Okay. It could be something as simple as like going to Starbucks and paying for your coffee. Do you know what I mean? Sherry Brown, all she wanted was to have a mani-pedi paid for a month, which is like what, $50 or $60? That's all she wanted. And look at her now. Okay. So those are things that you can, if you can't find, okay, so say you're not a mom yet and you don't have kids, but you have somebody who does and you think they'd be amazing at it, you could say, use my story and say, well, my good friend, she was able to leave her nursing career and do this full time and stay home with her kids. You know what I mean? You can use other people's stories to help with those pain points, okay? But make them relatable. Don't just pull from random, you know, share people on our team's stories, okay? And whatever it may be, okay? All right, so yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, take the emotions out of it too. You are going to hear no more than you hear yes. That's just the law of numbers when it comes to this. Get used to it, okay? Get used to it. I will just even share with you. And okay, so I sent a message to Jill Goss, who just signed up a little while ago. Well, actually today. I sent her I'll just show you. And Jill, if you're watching the replay, I'm sorry that I'm sharing this, but I think it's a good learning tool. So I just wanted to share it with them. Okay. So I've thought that she would be amazing at this for a long time. I think I met her in a group out of Calgary that I just joined, and we became friends. And like it's been months and months of us being friends, but she never bought anything from me. She just had a Black Friday link before Christmas. Anyway, whatever, well, it would have been November. Anyway, so I just kind of started the conversation out with her. She wanted to get the palette. This is what started this conversation initially this time. But then she said to me, you're right. I love the first option. Oh my God, I love makeup. I actually always wanted to be a makeup artist, but never pursued that. So I do mortgages instead, nothing to do with makeup. I'd love to learn different ways to apply it. So right away in my head, I was like, I've already thought she'd be amazing at this. She's beautiful. She's driven, and she's just amazing. And anyway, so my response back to her was, I always loved makeup too and was a nurse. So nothing to do with makeup either. It's funny how this biz just fell in my lap. And it's crazy how much I've learned over the last few years just by me practicing. I'd love to teach you anything I know. And by the way, I know this will sound crazy to you, but I've thought for this for a while now. You'd be amazing at what I do. Trust me, you're stunning and just have this way about you. You're inspiring, and that's an amazing quality to have. Just thought you should know. Has it ever crossed your mind before? So that's not a generic response, you guys, because I genuinely meant every word that I said to her, every word. And truly did, because I've been watching her for a while. Anyway, so I just want you guys to know, and that was on Friday. Today is Monday, and she signed up today. So I could have easily been like, okay, she doesn't want to. You know, I went down and I sent her the video, the third-party tool from Sherry Brown, which we know she's amazing as well, right? Just because it's full of information, and it doesn't, and nowhere in this was it about me. I just truly, genuinely want to help her grow and have confidence, and that's where I came from the entire time. So I sent her my link on Friday. She didn't sign up all weekend. So what I did was I sent her a message last night that said, hey Jill, how was your weekend? I'm assuming crazy busy, as I'm sure they always are. I was just thinking about you, so wanted to pop in quick before the week kicks off. Did you find your way around the link I sent? I just always like to pop in and make sure I can help in any way. Chat soon. I already assumed she wants to sign up. She has not given me any other reason that she doesn't. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of times I feel like that breakdown happens because we're too scared to then be like, well, she must not want to, da 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 da. Remember, guys, we're busy. We're all busy women, okay? How many times do we forget to text somebody back? We're like, shit, totally forgot. Or how many times do we forget whatever else? Do you know what I mean? Be a real person, you guys, okay? Think from that perspective and be like, it has nothing to do with you. You're just trying to help. So she didn't write me back till today, and that's okay. She said, yeah, crazy weekend with hockey. Thank goodness the kids are back in school and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just having a real conversation with it. And she signed up today, you know, and all of that, she has still not, or up until that link that she had not bought from me, you guys, okay? I don't know everything about her. I have not, I'm sorry, Jill, if you're watching. I feel like I'm just kind of calling you up, but I haven't built a massive relationship with her. I just truly felt that like inkling that she would be amazing at this, and why wouldn't I offer it to her? Okay, yes, it scared me to send that message, but at the same time I was so genuine with it that she can't come back and say anything. Do you know what I mean? Because I truly meant every word. So really sit down and take the time when you're sending these messages. Yes, there's the 3C format, but what can you pick from that person and really genuinely say, okay, of why you think they would be amazing at this and why you think, you know what I mean? So hopefully that was kind of a good example just to show you guys, like, you don't have to wait till the perfect time. I hear far too often, I haven't built a good enough relationship, I haven't done this, I haven't expanded my network, that type of stuff. You guys know the vast majority of people, even just for your wedding, would have 150 people invited, if not 200. You know what I mean? That's just your close people you'd invite to your wedding or felt you had to. From there, you probably have 600 more. I'm not even kidding. They say the average person in the US knows at least 600 people. And you can count men in this as well. Lisa, I know you know. Oh, my dog was stretching. I was like, what the heck was that? But it's his nails. Anyway, Lisa, you know a lot of men, okay? I know you do because of the industry you work in. And I'm not sure about other people that are watching this or listening in. If you know a lot of men, they have women in their lives, okay? And they're super easy to talk to. I mean, maybe it's not something that you want to bring up as far as makeup goes when you're just, milking a cow and that, or I don't know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that those people know more people, okay? So write their names down because their girlfriend or their wife, you could be like, hey, I have an awesome Valentine's Day gift for you to, you know what I mean? And that's how you can get your door open. Or maybe they have a sister that, you know what I mean? Don't discount men either from this, okay? Kelly Rosarno, her training that she talked about, and I will say it till I'm blue in the face, having a list of people that you think would be amazing at this, or as you see, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't feel comfortable sending them a message today, but then over the next 2 weeks, you need to build up that relationship with them where you do, okay? Make a conscious effort, you guys, to get to know these people. And I know, Carrie, you're saying that, going from zero posting to all of a sudden out there, can feel like it's too abrasive, but that's where you need to let people in because then they know why you're here doing it, okay? Then they know, I feel like, for me anyway, I feel like I had to have this like perfect facade on all the time, that life was dandy and great, and that it was very hard for me to break down those walls and let people see my flaws and let people see that I'm not perfect and that type of thing, right? Because I feel like our whole lives we're showed, I don't know what you want to call it, that we need to be a certain way. And if we're not, heaven forbid, I have laundry piles up to like the roof because I literally do, you know what I mean? If I showed people that would mean I'm failing as a mom, you know what I mean? Or failing as a wife, or have dishes in the sink. Like, do you know what I mean? Those are those things that those preconceptions that maybe we have in our heads that we can't show people because it means that we're failing at something and we don't want to fail. You know what I mean? But those are the very things that are going to let people in, connect with you more, and see the real side of you. So again, we're not just going to be blasting unique into people's face all day long. We are real people that happen to sell kick-ass makeup and have an awesome opportunity at our hands. But we are real people first, okay? And we need to connect with real people. And on that scale, it comes down to the fact that we need to be relatable to them. All right. Jen Clone said that she joined because of my laundry piles. I'm like, yes, they worked for something, because she saw that if she could do this, or if I could do this and have laundry piled high, she could too, because she sucks at laundry as well. But those are the things that you just don't think that, maybe you think it's funny posting it, but somebody somewhere is relating to it and being like, okay, I'm not the only one. We just want to know we're not the only ones, you guys, okay? So what can you post about this week to let people in and show? And it might be a vulnerable, maybe you've had a really shitty night with your baby or who knows what, you know what I mean? And you are just down, dog tired, let them in, show that, okay? Because someone else is doing the same thing. And then the next day they're going to see that you're put together with your makeup on, and they're going to be like, damn, I wish I could just have a little bit of that. You know what I mean? You'd never know how people will perceive it and relate to you. So I told Nick and Carrie and them to write a list. What in this business, what brings you to it, or like what makes you excited, or what would you be excited to share about? At least 5 things, okay, to pull from. Make a list, just even for yourself. I don't need to see it, but to have that list and be like, okay, I'm going to make a post about this day. I'm going to, you know what I mean? You can already sit down and pre-plan a few of your posts on Sunday night or whatever you choose to do, or tonight, whatever. So that the week ahead, you're going to be posting about a few of these things, okay? Because then the week comes to the end, and if you haven't even given it a thought, those posts get missed, and they are super, super important, okay? For example, like Lisa, you got the car bonus in November or whatever, right? A good post would have been like, oh my gosh, I never ever imagined that I would ever have this extra cash. And you could just, say something along those lines. I know money is not a driving force for you, but people watching that, it is, okay? And it's something, and you could just be like, I'm so thankful before Christmas that to have this extra spending cash, or I'm so thankful I'm going to take Lee out for a date, or you know what I mean? Like buy something for the baby, like whatever it may be relatable. And remember, it's not always about you. You might not need money right now. You might not need your own time. You might not need whatever it is, you might not need, but somebody else does. So make sure you hit all those pain points, okay? The debt and the that most families, young families have these days, and even maybe not even young families, but is outrageous. And there's a lot of people looking for another source that they don't have to leave their house for. And Eric Worre told the top leaders this past weekend that we are only 1% of the cosmetics and skincare out in the world at this moment in time. It's so far from being saturated. It's ridiculous. It's not even, we're barely on the map, he said. Until we are a household name, don't stop talking about it, basically. Okay. And more of that will come out as his trainings and stuff come on, and as Sherry talks about it and stuff. But just remember, what you have here is pretty, no pun intended, it is unique. Okay. There's not another direct sales company out there that has this. And Eric, there's a reason why he's chosen. Yes, we asked him, but he chose to invest in us because he sees something that he's never seen before in an entire company that he's been doing for 20 plus years. Okay. He did say this, and I'll kind of end on this. He said, we're not here to get paid as hugs or we're not here to get paid hugs. Yes, the sisterhood is legit, and there's a reason why we have that, right? I wouldn't have met you ladies. Yes, Carrie, I know some of you, but you know what I mean? The general, whatever, census that the vast majority of people that are on this team, I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for this, and we wouldn't have such a strong sense of community honor team without that sisterhood. So I'm not discounting sisterhood, okay? Because I love you guys, all right? But when it comes down to it, you want the workers on your team. You want the people who aren't just here for the sorority, or whatever. The way he worded, I'm not doing it justice by the way that he said it, but just you want, We don't get paid in hugs. Essentially is the line that I keep repeating to myself. We don't get paid in hugs, Carly. It's okay. So you kind of have to give a tough love sometimes, and that's okay. Anyway, you guys get what I'm getting at though, right? Like, we're here to grow our business, and through that, think of who not only would be amazing at this, but that who you'd want on your team and be picky about it, okay? Because your time is precious too. Don't just sponsor someone to sponsor someone and have that extra number, okay? Or a kidnapper. Like, truly think of who would be amazing at this or who could maybe use this in their lives and work it from there, okay? Use the 3 C's, you guys: crazy, compliment, confidence. When you're approaching people, it's easy. It gives you something to follow. And then as you build confidence and skill through that, then change it up, okay? Then keep it short and simple and always end. Have you ever thought of it before? Okay, I'm giving you the system. This is what I do day in, day out. However you implement it in between or like the compliments and the words and, that type of thing is up to you. But that's the system I use. They respond to me 9 times out of 10. They say thank you because you complimented them. But no, I can't because da 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 da. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have da 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 da. I can't do what you do. All those things. The rebuttal to those objections is always going to be the same, just different words. Feel, felt, found. Okay. You guys know this that have been around for a while. You know this. Okay. Use that system. I know how you feel because I felt the same way. You know what I mean? Say it's somebody that I don't think I could do what you do or whatever. I don't have time to do that. Gosh, girl, I completely understand, or however you can relate to them. Say, I am so busy, but what I have found is I can literally do it from my phone wherever I choose and implement or whatever, not implement, but you know what I mean? Do it on the go from wherever I choose. You get the idea. And then leave it, you kind of always want to leave it with a question at the end. So then that's when I say, if I were to send you a quick biz overview, would you take the time to listen? Not watch, but listen, because we're too busy to sit down and watch things. You got to just listen to them on the go, right? It's weird how the wording kind of shifts and changes people's mindset sometimes. So use the word listen, okay? And would you be willing to listen? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, yeah. So you send them. Sherry made a new one. I actually just made a new one today too. You can pull from Kelsey's, but whatever feels right for you. Okay. I will post mine. I got to post it to YouTube, and then I'll post the link in the comments here for you guys as well. Anyway. All right. Use a third-party tool because it takes the pressure off of you. It takes the pressure off of them. Then they hear from somebody else that, oh, okay, this is like, or maybe some questions were answered that maybe you didn't think of or whatever, right? And then I always touch base with them. I say, especially say I sent them at night. I'll say, I'll check in tomorrow and see if you have any questions. I don't give them the option. I just say, I'll check in tomorrow, or I'll check in 2 days and see if you have any questions. That's not being pushy. That's just being a good follow-up, or whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? And you're just saying, like, I'm confident in this, so I'll follow up with you in a couple days and see what your thoughts are. Okay? So that's the system I use, you guys. The more that you do it, the more that you build your skills, and I promise you it just becomes second nature. But come from a place where you truly, genuinely see how amazing they would be, and I promise you they will feel what the vibe you're giving off. Okay, they might not join you right away, but you planted the seed. I'll leave you guys on this, and if you're at the training in Red Deer, I said the same thing. The bamboo tree, they plant those seeds faithfully, and water them every day for 5 years without seeing shit come up. Nothing but dirt. I probably would walk away. That's all I'm going to say. But these farmers know, and they trust that the root system they got going on from watering every single day without seeing the results, that in I think it's 9 or 10 months, I forget, don't quote me on the timeline, but it shoots hundreds of feet up. 5 years, nothing, and then in months, it shoots hundreds of feet, okay? So you never know where your seeds that you plant on a daily basis, where they're going to go, but just know that root system's being laid for you, and keep going, okay? Keep moving forward. If somebody says no to you today, who cares? Put it behind you and think of it as one more seed in my, you know what I mean? And keep moving forward, because you need a hell of a lot of seeds in order to get the people that you want to join your team and that you think would be amazing. And they're not going to feel that they would be amazing right away. Okay, they got to think about it for a little while. A lot of you were offered the opportunity first too, and you didn't go join on your first go around either. Okay, so remember, these are real people we're dealing with, and come from a place where you truly care and want to help them, and walk away. Plant the seed and walk away. It's not your job to know or to prejudge what they're going to say. Okay, so make your lists, you guys. All right, if you don't have a list already of people that you know, make one. Okay, I know it feels funny sometimes, or I used to think it felt funny. I don't anymore. I just write everyone's name. When I make new friends on Facebook, I just write their names here. And it's just, I took pictures of these, and they are in the file section. Nicole actually bought the 90-day run book, and she posted pictures 2 days ago. When was that, Nick? Sunday. So scroll down and find those, or just go to the files and click on there. There are so many printable things that you guys can pull from to have your list if you're organized and all that jazz. There's no excuse. Write them down, okay? Make a daily habit of writing people in there and starring or highlighting people that you think would be amazing, people that you offered it to, however you choose. When I offer it to them, I write the word seed beside them, and so that I know that I offered it to them. I highlight little things, and then the stars, like, okay, I got to build a relationship with. This is like I've offered it. Do you know what I mean? And then I usually have purple if they've already joined, that kind of a thing. So whatever you choose to do, but this list is never going to go away, and it's always going to expand. So if you don't have one yet, start one. And if you have one, grow it. Okay? Take the time and invest. This is your business, you guys, and what you choose to do with it and get out of it is completely up to you. I'm just telling you what I've done that works for me. And it's your choice to take it or leave it. Okay? So, but use the Eric Worre training that's in your back office. You can actually go on our team page and type in sponsoring. And I think it was last April, I did like a 30-day tips every day, quick 5-minute videos. They weren't from me, but they were from other people. Watch those, you guys, okay? Again, what you have access to is a plethora, but choose to have a vision of where you want to go with this. And instead of doing sponsoring today, parties tomorrow, just focus on one thing that you're going to excel and learn and grow from, okay? And grow from that, and then pick something different, all right? If you haven't read this book, I suggest reading it. I'm sorry for the language. Just going to say it right now, okay? But we are all grown women. We've heard things before. Okay, it's kind of funny, some of it. But anyway, you form your own opinion. All right, so I'm going to unmute yourselves. If you guys have questions, you can ask them. I'm going to leave it recording just because your questions might help other people. If you don't have any questions, then we can post them later on or on the replay. So it's your choice. I'll just stop talking. So if you have questions, just let me know, or anything you want to ask.
So I have a quick question. So I sent 2 ladies a video this morning, but I sent it to them, gave them a little blurb, but I didn't say to them, I'll check in a couple days, or I'll check in tomorrow morning with you, that kind of thing. So should I go back tonight and say, like, I'll check in with you in a couple days if you watched it, or just check in? Like, what would you suggest?
I would probably, if it was me, I would just wait and check in tomorrow night. You know what I mean? Because people are busy. If you send it this morning, chances are they went to work and hadn't even thought about it until, you know what I mean? They probably haven't even looked at it yet today. So I'd give them another 24 hours kind of a thing. And then just like pop in and say, hey, hope your week's kicking off good, or whatever. I just always like to check in and see if there's any questions I can answer after you listen to that quick little video I sent. Whatever, you know what I mean? And then relate to something else kind of a thing. So it's not just unique related, right? Just be a person in a conversation. Think of it as if they were standing in front of you, how would you talk to them? Okay? They're real people, you guys. And just because we're hiding behind a screen doesn't mean we get to word vomit on them. And just keep it conversational. Okay? Anyway, any other questions? Or comments or things they've done before that worked or didn't work?
So in your sponsoring post, just because you use this as an example, talking about money that you earn, that is super awkward and uncomfortable for me. So how do you
Yeah.
do that without sounding like you're just like I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to.
Like 1,000 and 10.
That's probably the most uncomfortable post I could make.
Yeah. But you know what? It usually those things that feel the most uncomfortable are the things we have to do. Okay. Remember, it's not about you. So for example, when I bought my vehicle, I didn't sleep for 2 nights before I bought that thing because I felt like I didn't deserve that. I wasn't worthy of it. Why would I spend that much money on a vehicle when I could do something else with it or help someone else? Those were the thoughts that would go through my head, right? And then I had a really hard time posting about it. But when I made my initial post, I didn't show people the vehicle. I didn't want it to be like this big hoorah, look at me. I posted tears in my eyes, holding the remote to my key thing, because it's like keyless. Anyway, and I was just like made a blip about that. And I said how thankful I am about, do you know what I mean? That type of thing. It wasn't about the vehicle. It was more about the emotion that I had. So for example, how proud were you, Lisa, when you got that car bonus, which essentially is just a cash bonus? How damn proud of that were you? You were so proud. I know you were. Okay. But that shouldn't be diminished just because there's a dollar sign attached to that. Shouldn't be diminished. Okay. And in fact, probably when I posted my vehicle thing about earning that, whatever, like, cause months ago, I talked about the car bonus, right? But if you were to get a new vehicle in 6 months from now, somebody's going to remember that post that you made 6 months before about, you know what I mean? That type of a thing. And I had a hard time even talking about myself because it sounds selfish. We're trained or taught to not do that, right? Money is a hard topic because it makes us feel like we're money hungry or that we're selfish or that we're not giving enough or that we're greedy. All those things, right? So if you can come from a place of being like, I can't believe, just for example, if you were to post this in December after you earned it in November, I cannot believe this. When I first started on this journey, I never imagined in a million years I would get what's called a car bonus. And then in like brackets be like, AKA a cash bonus to do what I want with. You know what I mean? And just say, I would have never imagined little old me would ever accomplish something like that. I am so grateful for what this has brought to my life, and I can't wait to bless more people, or whatever you decide to say. You basically didn't talk about the money, but you threw it in there because, do you know what I mean? And saying like, I can't believe I got this, instead of saying like, look at what I got. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now you got to earn it again.
Yeah.
That's where sponsoring comes in. Because now they changed the car bonus. You have to have, just so everyone knows, right? You have to have somebody in your front line that you personally sponsored within their fast start period in their first 60 days that reaches 50 PRS, like not PRS, but company wholesales, I guess you could say. It's like 66 PRS or something. Yeah. Just so you guys know. It's doable, but you got to sponsor and keep sponsoring. Anyway, do you guys have more questions? This was longer than I anticipated. Sorry, guys. But I feel like it's a super important topic to talk about. And I appreciate each one of you even being here and showing up. It's not easy to do what we do, but it's so damn rewarding, okay? And when I say it's not easy, I mean it's simple, but it's not easy. It's hard work, or it takes great discipline to do what we do every day. It takes showing up on days when you damn well don't feel like it. It takes sending messages that you don't want to do. But that's where you have to have a bigger vision and a bigger why of why you're here. What's going to keep you going on the days that you don't feel like showing up, you know? And it doesn't have to be this over the top excuse. It could, or not excuse, why, a reason, right? You know, find something that you can connect with here, and that's going to push you to send these messages and send whatever, you know what I mean? Book those parties, have the classes, post those pictures, because your reason for being here is far greater than making money, or for just even our conversations that we have and being part of a sisterhood. Okay. So dig deep and really find, because that's where the longevity in this company is going to come from, is you having something here when the going gets tough, okay? We never know what life's going to throw at us. So anyway, all right, I'll let you guys go. Sorry that took longer than I anticipated. But I hope it was useful for you. And for those that are watching the replay, let us know if you have any questions. Share your ideas. Let us see your sponsoring posts, okay? The more that you can learn from other people, grow, and just do it, just write it. You'll take, like, the first time you write them, it'll take you like half an hour, believe me. Now I can whip it out in like 5 minutes or so. But I used to spend like half hour being like, I don't know how to word this. That's normal, okay? That's why you need to pull from other people's inspiration so that you can kind of tweak what they wrote, okay? So anyway, have a good night. We'll chat with you guys.